I'm speaking with Dan, who is representing Mrs. Renfro's. Tell me about Mrs. Renfro's.
We are a family-owned company. Second and third generation are still involved in the company. We are a 70-year-old company. We've been around since 1940. I've had the personal privilege of being with them for 15 years now, and it's wonderful working with this great family. We've got a nice variety of items. A lot of people throughout the United States are familiar with the Mrs. Renfro's brand item. We have a nice selection of salsas that give you a great variety that can not only be used for dipping chips, but for instance, our mango habanero is a delicious item to use over a fresh fish, to use in a stir fry. We have a peach salsa, wonderful to marinate chicken in and then grill. There's a brown sugar in there that caramelizes, so it not only gives you a great flavor, but it has a beautiful presentation too. Other items such as our three new items, a pomegranate with chipotle. Perfect balance between the two. You have this wonderful flavor of the pomegranate, a little undercurrent of the chipotle that just comes in there and almost like a wine. You just have this little additional flavor that flows into it. We have a pineapple salsa that's wonderful over, we just had a lady come by a while ago talking about how she's using that on her salmon. So then we also have a tequila salsa. Yes, it does have tequila in it. So it's you have just a nice little southwestern flavor on that with this little hint of the tequila in there. Wonderful items.
And where do the ideas for the recipes come from? The flavors you guys have now?
Actually, as I mentioned, it's a family-owned company. There's second generation involved in it. Third generation, Doug Renfro is one of the third generation. And Doug does our R&D on our items. Doug is a person like, while we're here at San Francisco, wants to try a restaurant he's never been to. He'll do a lot of research to see what items they have on the menu. He looks at what the trend is. For instance, on the chipotle, on the pomegranate with chipotle. So he'll get some ideas from chefs from the Food Channel, and say what's the trend, what's the next hot trend, what's the next item that's going to be exciting and wonderful. And then he'll come up with a nice salsa that we'll come out with. And so far he's been batting, I have to admit it, that he's batting 100 because he's come out with some great items. The consumers are loving the flavors that we've got on it. For instance, even on our hot items like the green salsa, which is not a tomatilla. Most greens are tomatilla. Ours is a crushed jalapeno item. Well, you could actually get a very hot item with that, but we've got a nice balance on it. So it's got a lot of flavor and great heat, but not overwhelming heat.
And if people wanted to find out more about your product?
Renfro Foods, Facebook, Twitter. We're located in Fort Worth, Texas. 800 number that you can find on the internet. Call us. We'll send them any information that they want.